Well, good evening once again. Day 1392 of the Trump administration, leaving 70 days until Inauguration Day. It's been 4 days since the 2020 presidential election was called for President-elect Joe Biden. Donald Trump's powers as president expire at 12 noon on the 20th of January. Today, again, though, our nation set a new and dark record as the coronavirus is now moving and multiplying and escalating at an alarming and deadly level. The experts, many of them on this broadcast, warned us for months that we would see exactly this as the colder weather set in, and they were right. Another one-day record for new cases has been shattered, over 144,000 of them just today, according to NBC News. We lost over 1,500 people in just these last 24 hours. The spread is uncontrolled in virtually every state. That's according to data from the COVID exit strategy. And now, indeed, the president is surrounded by it. 2 more people at that White House election night party have tested positive, one of them Trump's political director. President-elect Joe Biden has already taken steps to focus on containing and mitigating the virus, and tonight announced his first senior hire will be Ron Klain as chief of staff. Klain is a longtime Biden aide who also worked with the former vice president in the Obama administration on Ebola and other epidemics. Today, Trump and Biden both took part in separate Veterans Day events, while Trump continues to hold up the transition and Biden's access to intelligence briefings and the like. One Republican senator today said it's time to move forward.
GSA has to certify that election to start turning it around. I'm on a committee of oversight. I've already started engaging in this area. There's nothing wrong with Vice President Biden getting the briefings to be able to prepare himself. If that's not occurring by Friday, I will step in as well and to be able to push him to say this needs to occur.
So that's one. Over at the Washington Post, Phil Rucker, who joins us in a moment, and his colleagues report that Trump has no real plan to reverse the election results and is already indeed talking about a 2024 run. NBC News reporting tonight Trump may accept the election's results but never actually concede. One aide says Trump may say something to the effect of, "We can't trust the results, but I'm not contesting them." NBC News has also learned that aides are still trying to get Trump to actually accept the election results. As Ivanka Trump proved again today, races that are officially called by the Associated Press, like Alaska, which they called today, are fine if they go for her father. The voter fraud is apparently only rampant in those states that went for President-elect Biden. Meanwhile, Georgia's Republican Secretary of State today ordered a recount by hand of all 5 million ballots cast in that state in the presidential. The move comes amid mounting pressure from fellow Republicans who made unsubstantiated accusations of voter fraud in an apparent attempt to discredit Joe Biden's more than 14,000 vote lead in Georgia. Well, today, Georgia's Secretary of State said he saw no evidence of widespread voter fraud. The Trump campaign welcomed news of the recount.
Every time we take a step along this process, we believe we are getting closer to our goal, and that is the president winning these states and ultimately being reelected. Today's announcement celebrating the hand recount in Georgia is another step along that path.
A lot of audio from today, very few people on camera. Despite that, there are a lot of questions about Trump's losing legal strategy in contesting the election. Wall Street Journal reporting that it's mainly to try to block key states' legal certification of Biden's win, although Trump's aides and election law experts say that's a long shot. While over on the Journal's op-ed page, even Karl Rove wrote tonight that, quote, "This election result won't be overturned."
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.